the Defence India Startup Challenge and is now addressing the gathering.
Indigenization can be and has been for a very long time a priority for India. However, we probably did indigenize a lot of things, but not sufficiently enough. But more importantly, the ideas remained elsewhere. We either got the license and indigenized to that extent, or probably did a little bit of our own, but really replicative of something else. This is not to undermine the effort which has been going on in this country for several decades in getting a lot of ideas created and also tested for its prototype and then, get to scaling it up. This is not at all to undermine that. But it is the truth that if several Indian brains are doing that kind of cutting edge things outside, why is it that we are unable to do it? And I'm not going to say as to why these brains are not working in India, but the effort of the Prime Minister has been that we create the ecosystem sufficiently that these brains be where they are, could contribute to India's building of an adequate and appropriate ecosystem so that those very ideas which need to be rapidly catching up with technology, in technology, and translating technology for further advancement in any segment that we are talking about should happen in India itself. I think the process has commenced. There is definitely today a very vibrant atmosphere for startups. There was initially a lot of comparison with what's happening in Israel, what's happening in Germany, and I remember in my role as Minister of Commerce, I did take it up, industry and commerce, I did take it up several times in whichever forum that I could, and in Germany and in probably France, if I remember, and also in Japan. We did talk about what Indian startups can benefit by having some kind of an association or a partnership with these countries' own startup systems. But today I can fairly clearly say that we have underlined on two critical decisions which are required for the ecosystem to get created within India, irrespective of what kind of alliance or association you may have with startups abroad. And that is not disqualifying them in bidding for anything that they want to bid, saying, I have the idea, I have the support mechanism to produce, don't disqualify me from being one of the challengers in what you want us to give, which is credible, which comes from strength, and which comes from essentially understanding what is required by whoever is the consumer, in this case, very clearly the defense forces. The second one, I would think, is when you can do the hand-holding for them to build the ideas and be sure that their idea will find a market. So even if they come up with a bright idea, sometimes if there is no scope of getting a market, no point in investing your time and also your cerebral abilities for it. So on both the scores, I think the defense forces, because of the leadership that Dr. Ajay Kumar is driving with, we are able to assure you, we are not going to disqualify you in anything that you want to approach us with. Whether it is a bid, whether it's a tender, or whether it's a suo motu. So all three avenues are open. You can be part of a bidding process, or you can suo motu say, look, I'm not waiting for you to create the necessity, I can provide you with something. So you're there. We are not disqualifying you at all. And the second is, all right, I'm there, I've given you an idea, you seem to say that you want it. What if I progress in it, at the end of the day, you don't even give me the orders? No, I think we've already amended the required rules to say, if you've got an idea, you've also tested it with us, and if after the trials the stage comes to, are we going to get the orders? We will not withdraw from the situation, but we will only give you the orders. So that commitment is also being given upfront. So I would want to thank, of course, the Vice Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Dave, for being so clear in putting forward that you've never had it better. It may not be proper for me to say it, you never had it better. I've said it, but you've never had it better than this. So it is for you now to literally pound us with all the ideas that you have, all the suo motu proposals that you want to give us, and shout on the top of the world if we don't respond. We will. You won't have a grievance. You will not have a moment to say, my God, I gave an idea, it is lying there, it's hibernating, nothing is responded from their end. You're not going to have that grievance at all. And
that was Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman addressing the gathering after launch of the Defence Startup Challenge in Bengaluru. She was speaking on the issue of indigenization of defence technology and also spoke about Prime Minister's vision of creating an ecosystem that supports newer technologies and ideas. And on an optimistic note, and this challenge that has just been launched, she said that today India supports a vibrant startup ecosystem. Those were the highlights of Defence Minister's address, and with that